G'day everyone and welcome back to the Hacker Experiment. I'm Hacker and today we're heading off from home and we're going to Whyalla. Now I'm going to pretend that I know where I'm going, and Christine, well, she's pretending that she trusts my directions. Well, the caravan, it's already judging both of us. Hey, if we make it without losing a wheel, without getting lost, we'll call that a win, and we're going to shout ourselves a servo pie. So come on, let's get going. Well, that's the truck packed. Get a load of this. It's not as bad as it looks. There's a couple of really big bags of clothing and stuff like that. There's two of those. So yeah, they all go in, and all this here is fridge, freezer stuff. So in the van. So all that'll go in the van. There'll be bugger all left in there. Well, we're just about to head off. So yeehaw. Our van doesn't live here with us, it lives away, so we need to go up and finish packing, and then we'll be right to head off. Christine's just finishing off packing the fridge, and then we're going to head off. We're heading to Yass today. It's about 350k, so we're pretty keen to make a mile. This is it, darling. The longest trip we've ever done. You're very quiet. We've seen some videos on YouTube lately where people are complaining about the ridiculous toll charges in Sydney, and I agree 100%. It's a bloody rort. One way for us was around 75 bucks, but there is a rebate scheme and we registered for that through Linked. We get to claim 50 bucks back, which leaves around about 20 bucks, and I'm pretty fine with that. We're just going to duck into Goulburn to see a few good baits, Barry and Nell. We won't be long there, so you keep going and we'll see you in Yass. Here we are, this is the turn off to Yass. Look, I've got to say, the bypass looks like it's been really good for Yass. It's a great little town now, and the main street, it looks really, really nice. And I'll bet the locals are loving it too. I think we've got to hang a left just up here somewhere. It looks like that's it up just ahead. That was pretty easy. Well, here we are. We've arrived in Yass. We are stopping the night here at the Joe O'Connor RV area. So as you come into Yass from the Goulburn end, you just drive straight through town, cross the bridge, and it's on your left. Plenty of signage there. Just drive straight in and find a spot. So it's a free camp. It's right on the Yass River. And beautiful summer evening here. It's a balmy 40 degrees. So I think we're going to find ourselves in that creek very shortly.
Let's have a look. What it says it's 39 at the moment.
This is our setup for last night. We just stayed hitched up because it's only an overnighter for us. But geez, it's nice here. There are no facilities. Got to be self-contained, but there's plenty of room, and it's a 48-hour stay. What a beautiful spot this is. This is a great campsite, guys. If you're ever in Yass, come down to Joe O'Connor RV Park. We had a great night last night. It was so quiet down here. Like I said earlier, there's 5 people in here. Nobody came through during the night. It was just perfect, apart from being bloody over 30 degrees at 11 o'clock still. We had our Siroccos on all night, and that kept us cool enough to sleep. It was still bloody hot, but we got a good sleep, so happy with that. Today we're going to head off to Narrandera. Now we're going to stay at Brewery Flat, where we've stayed before, which we love, which is a free camp. Now, they're predicting 45 degrees today, so we've decided to head into a caravan park where they've got power and a pool. Now we've got 600 amps of battery power, and we were down to 46% this morning after having the aircon running a fair bit yesterday, just to keep us cool. So we're going to just go into a caravan park. I've left the step there. Hey, can you remind me to put it back up before we get on the road? Thanks. This is us set up here at Lake Talbot Caravan Park. We've been inside the van since we got here about 2 o'clock, I guess. It's 45 degrees, still is. Bloody hot. So we've just been sheltering in the van, keeping out of the heat. Good morning, everyone. Well, that was a bastard of a night, wasn't it? It was 33 degrees at midnight still, and very difficult to sleep. We were a very restless night, but we got there, and a few dramas this morning. Couldn't get the power cable out of the socket on the van. Jesus, it was hard. WD-40, and it was pulling it so hard, it was almost to the point where you think you're going to pull the whole bloody thing off the wall. But we got it out, and turns out there's a couple of little burrs on the pins, which and that's what stuffed us up. But anyway, it's out now. Today we're heading to Tulibuck. It's about 340 k's. It's also 22 degrees at the moment. Bloody lot better than 45 that we had yesterday. So a lot cooler, a lot more comfortable for everyone, I think. So we will see you at Tullybuck. And for those of us following along at home, this is the Brewery Flat Reserve that we were going to stay at last night, but chose not to with the heat. As you can see, it's a beautiful big flat area. There's a toilet block here, but that's it. And just across the road from the Brewery Flat Camping Reserve is the actual brewery that it's named after. So this is Lincoln & Co. Oakbank Brewery. And it operated in the late 1890s to the 1920s. And in its heyday, it employed 100 men, and believe it or not, could put out 10,000 bottles of beer a day and 15,000 bottles of cordial a day. Well, we've moved on from Narrandera and we're crossing the Hay Plains. They don't call them the plains for nothing. It's bloody flat out here except for the road. That's not flat. We're just stopping for some lunch here. We're probably 50 k's out of Hay, just in a little rest stop. Pushing into a headwind today. It's 25 to 30 with 50k gusts, so it's not helping our bloody mileage, I'll tell you that. Check out the dust from the wind. It's blowing out there today. We just arrived in Tullybuck and we're at the sporting club. So when you arrive, you've got to go inside and they'll allocate a site for you. So we're going to go unpowered tonight, so it's free. If you want powered, I think it's $20 a night. Yeah, so Christine's just in there sorting that out now. We'll go in here and have a few quiet drinks, I think. It's a nice club in here. We've had a couple of beers. We're even going to have tea tonight, just to thank them for letting us stay here. So really nice. Good morning, everyone. We had a great night here, very quiet, and the temperatures were beautiful last night. I think it got down to 12 or 10, so it was really good sleeping weather. We are off to Pinaroo today, which is about 240 k's west of where we are here at Tullybuck. We're going to cross over into South Australia, and at that point we have to go through a quarantine check. Now, you can't take fruit or veg or honey into South Australia from New South Wales. So, me being an anal planner, we've planned, and we just didn't buy much fruit and veg when we started off. It's only been 3 or 4 days since we've hit the road, so we should have nothing on board that we shouldn't have. I'm just watching these noisy miners. We threw out a few crumbs and the ants are into them, and these guys, as the ants are carrying it off, they're just picking it out of their hands, I guess. They're just grabbing it off the ants, the little bastards. Well, this is us. We're set up here in the Pinaroo RV camp. It's a free camp. There's nothing here, just flat ground, and you're pretty close to town. So we may go for a walk in a bit later on and have a look around and see. Pinaroo is in Mallee country, and it's also the potato capital of South Australia. So let's go and see what that looks like. I reckon it's time for a beer. And that pub over there, that looks like the best place to have one. Good morning, everyone. We had a really nice night here in Pinaroo. Very quiet, no road noise, and yeah, only 3 vans in, us and 2 others. And really, the area you could fit 30 vans in, but you know. So it's a good spot to stop if you're coming through Pinaroo or it falls into your travel plans. definitely have a look at this place. So yesterday I didn't mention it, but we did 3 states in one day. So we started in Tulibuck, which is in New South Wales, crossed the Murray, which is Tulibuck's on the Murray, crossed the Murray River into Victoria, across that northwest part of the Victoria state, and into South Australia at Pinaroo. So yeah, 3 states in one day, not something you do very often. Unfortunately though, we need to be moving on, and we're off to Harndorf today. So it's about 210 k's away or so, a bit over 2 and a bit hours drive, so not too far. We're going to spend 3 days or 3 nights in Harndorf. Now, you may have noticed over the last 4 nights that we've just been doing overnighters. And that's because we want to get to maximise our time in the places we want to see, we really want to see. We have been to a few of these towns that we've stopped at before, and so we just zip through them, spend the night here, and if they're nice, well, we can come back later. But starting in Harndorf, we're going to slow down. As I said, 3 nights there, and I don't know about you, but I am pretty keen to have a look through Harndorf and try some German beer and maybe even a pork knuckle. There's some silo art in the little town of Lamoureux. Bloody beautiful. Geez, they're clever, these guys and ladies, aren't they? Well, here we are in Tailem Bend. Remember Redgum once sang that they were doing 120 through the main street at Tailem Bend. And as much as we love Redgum, I think we'll just stick to the speed limit. Well, this is Harndorf. It looks like a really nice place, but geez, it's busy. How narrow are these streets? Geez, if you're towing a caravan or driving a truck, it is bloody narrow. Is us all set up. Well, we got rid of our Ziggy and we now use this. It's a Ninja wood fire, runs on 240 and it's heaps more versatile than the old one. That looks all right, doesn't it? Apart from the fly. So that's sirloin, a couple of eggs. Get off, you little prick. Sirloin, a couple of eggs, chips and béarnaise sauce. We're in Harndorf today and we're going to have a wander through town. So far it looks bloody stunning, so we'll take you with us and we'll see what we can find. Harndorf was first settled in 1839 by some German families, and they were escaping religious persecution back in Prussia. They actually named the town after the skipper of the ship that brought them to Australia. And as you can see, it's still got some of that oldie worldy charm with the buildings and shops here. It's a beautiful town, busy but beautiful. And it's only 28 k's, if you can believe that, 28 k's from Adelaide.
We're currently having lunch at the German Spoon. We've walked the streets. We're one side of the street. It's a really long street at Harndorf. and it's really interesting. There's lots of nice places to look at, and nice buildings, nice old buildings. And it's really cool actually, because the trees make it a lot cooler. It's a hot day. The trees make it really cool. So it's been really pleasant, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've got a German hot dog, and Christine's got German, what'd you get?
Squid.
German squid. Here we go, Christine tasting German Pilsner.
And it's very heavy. Not bad.
Oh, there you go. That's very unusual that she likes beer.
That's pretty good.
We've made our way from Harndorf up to Mount Lofty, obviously. It's only a short drive, and the view from here is supposed to be pretty damn good. And it is. Check out that view over to Adelaide and all the way to the coast. Well, it's time for some lunch, and we're at the Stanley Bridge Tavern for a cannery. Food's nice and the beer garden is set up really well. Now, I'm a little bit confused. Twice now I've been caught out. I've been into a pub in South Australia, Pinaroo here, and at lunch today at the Stanley Bridge Tavern, and I ordered a schooner. And what did I get? I got a midi. Now, that's fine. That's how you call your things down here, I don't know. But riddle me this. In every other state but South Australia, middies are 285mm. Middies, pots, handles, whatever you want to call them in your state. Schooners in every state apart from South Australia are 425mm. Pints in every state apart from South Australia are 570mm. So you can understand my confusion when I order a schooner and I get a midi, and then if I'd ordered a pint in South Australia, I would have got a schooner. I don't know. We've had 3 lovely days here in Harndorf. Tonight will be our 3rd and final night, and tomorrow we're going to head off to Crystal Brook. We're going to. Now, Harndorf is a beautiful, beautiful town. It's all German in design. The food, the people, everything looks German. It's just a beautiful place to visit and highly recommended. Now we're in the Discovery Park at Harndorf, and it's a 2-minute drive from Harndorf, the town centre itself, and I can't recommend this park highly enough. I reckon it's probably the best caravan park we've ever stayed at. Now it's on the side of a hill, and as you caravanners know, you go to a lot of caravan parks and you're paying big dollars for them, and they can't even give you a flat site. Well, even though this is on a hill, all the sites are flat. There's a games room, there's a pool, there's probably one of the best camp kitchens we've ever seen, and the amenities are spotless. The staff here, lovely people, and they look after these grounds like you wouldn't believe. As soon as we drive out tomorrow, they'll have sprinklers on this site, getting it ready for the next person, getting the grass green, they'll mow it, they'll do everything in between people. That's excellent work, I reckon. Good morning, everyone, and we're off today. We're leaving Harndorf and we're heading to Crystal Brook. Now, as we like to do, we're going to trust our fates to Google. So I've just put in to Google Maps to take us to this caravan park that we're heading to, and hopefully we'll get there. I think it'll end up taking us through Gawler and Clare, so it'll be nice. It's going to be better than running down the M1 highway, the freeway, through Adelaide and all that sort of stuff. So we'll just keep out in the bush a little bit more. So looking forward to the drive, and we'll see you when we get to Crystal Brook. Well, here we are. We've just arrived and set up at Crystal Brook Caravan Park. I think we stayed here in 2018 just as an overnighter, and this will be another overnighter. But it was nice back then, and I tell you, it hasn't got any worse. It's really nice now. It's 38 degrees today, and we're lucky to be right next to this beautiful, shady, grassy section. So we're going to get our chairs out and have a bit of a sit down and a relax. Check out this kookaburra. He's called himself a miner, and he's belting the shit out of it to try and tenderise it so he can eat it. So we have moved on, and we're just making a quick stop here at Tarlee Bakery, and we'll move on from there to Port Augusta and Whyalla. So we're going to spend the night here. This is the Waroona Bay Footy Club. It's $10 a night in cash. They come around later on in the afternoon to pick up the cash from you. So one night here, I don't know, I think there's toilets here, but and maybe a few bins, but that's about it. You've got to be self-contained though. We're going to head into town. We've just dropped the van off. We're going to head into town and have a bit of a wander around and see what we can see. We're down at Whyalla Jetty, and this is Whyalla Beach. Not looking its best with all the seaweed, but it would be beautiful without the seaweed, that is for sure. Kids, they'll jump off anything, won't they? The jetty here at Whyalla is different. It's unusual. It's circular. Now this shape was voted by the locals because they thought it was different. And I've got to agree with them. It's good different. We're up on Hummock Hill. Magic views over town and also out over Spencer Gulf. Get a load of this. You can see the steelworks and port are a big part of Whyalla, and with us coming from Newcastle, we can relate to that. It's the Point Lowly jetty. I think they load and unload crude oil from that. And those little buildings on the right there, they're the old lighthouse keeper cottages. On our way back from Point Lowly, and that's Whyalla in the distance there, if you can make it out through the haze. This is HMAS Whyalla. So it was the first ship built by the Whyalla shipyards and was launched in 1941. We are back at camp, and this is where we're going to leave you. In our next episode, we're going to dive a bit deeper into the Eyre Peninsula. We are so excited to be heading down there, and hopefully we're going to find some unbelievable places. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll see you soon. Travel safe and take care.